Okay, I finally gave K-Pop Demon Hunters a watch. And the hype is real. It's a really good movie.
I can destroy the hunters for good. It's time for a new strategy.
I'm not the target audience for this kind of movie, but I was thoroughly entertained and surprisingly moved by K-Pop Demon Hunters. The story focuses on a K-pop trio of women who fight against demons trying to take over the world. And they battle those demons physically and musically. The animation and vocal performances were very good. I loved how expressive the characters were. The mannerisms were very believable, and I liked how exaggerated some of the animation would get. It felt like anime, but with a modern day style and twist. Also, that blue tiger was so funny. A lot of the comedy in this movie worked for me. K-Pop Demon Hunters is definitely a lighthearted movie, but it did really well at balancing the funny moments with the serious ones. I also enjoyed hearing some voices I recognize in the cast. Having Ken Jeong and Daniel Dae Kim involved in the movie was a pleasant surprise. And the music delivered. I was entertained by it, impressed by the vocal dynamics and range. The lyrics had some depth and frequently struck a personal chord. And I'll admit, some of those songs were catchy. You're all I can think of, every drop I drink up. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. And the story was definitely the part of the movie I was the most impressed with. I was quite moved by the themes and ideas of how our inner demons and insecurities shape who we are and impact how we show up in the world. We are so often held back and held captive by our past mistakes and things that we're ashamed of, that we lose sight on what life would be like if we had hope again, or even found a way to accept our scars as part of who we are, rather than something we want to forget. I'm reminded of the classic Disney and Pixar animated films that were not only enjoyable for kids, but also had a compelling and deep enough story to impact adults. Dare I say K-Pop Demon Hunters is of the same ilk? Thankfully, this movie doesn't appeal or preach to the modern day culture war or hot button socio-political topics. It's very wholesome, and I think its story can withstand the test of time and generations. The characters also had solid levels of dynamism. Despite being secondary characters, Zoe and Mira had a good amount of development, depth, and personality that it made seeing them on screen enjoyable. And then our main protagonist and antagonist, Rumi and Jinu. Wow. I really liked how effective the story was at endearing you to both of these characters. A bit of a spoiler coming up, but if you haven't watched K-Pop Demon Hunters by now, it is what it is. When the story revealed that Rumi was part demon, I was instantly hooked. I was invested in seeing how the story would address this. And the reveal and sense of betrayal Zoe and Mira had when finding this out, albeit predictable, was still heart-wrenching. And then I really liked how they told Juni's story. We start off by believing he sold his soul to the devil for fairly noble purposes. Then we're provided a believable, sympathetic angle. However, the truth behind his misdeeds is revealed in dramatic fashion, all to culminate in a moment of redemptive self-sacrifice. It was good. The sacrifice was a bit telegraphed and didn't resonate as deeply as I would have hoped, but it was still a solid moment of the film. It's also worth mentioning that the romantic angle between Rumi and Juni was sweet, layered with some complexity and nuance, and still kept a level of innocence that was age appropriate and safe for little kids to watch. Now, the criticisms I have with this movie would be with the world building. The dynamic between the demon realm and the physical one wasn't all that clear. I get it that the K-pop fans are depicted to be very zealous for Huntrix and the Saja boys. but there seems to be no acknowledgement from the normal humans of the supernatural stuff that they're impacted by and can actually see. It was also a bit of a throwaway line that Rumi's father is a demon, and that has way more implications that I would have preferred to be fleshed out. There's too much meat on the bone for that to be taken at face value. And then it seems like demons have some level of free will and are able to be in the physical world, but are quickly discovered by the hunters. If that's the case, how exactly did a relationship between Rumi's mother and a demon come up in the first place? Were all demons humans first like Jinu, or is his situation unique? It also would have been nice if the other Saja boys got more development, but were ultimately relegated to basically being mindless demons of the Gima devil. Or was it Jinu's orders they were following? And that's the gist for my thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters. This movie was a welcomed, pleasant surprise. And by the time this video posts, I'll have rewatched it a couple of times. K-pop Demon Hunters was wholesome and heartwarming entertainment that both kids and adults can enjoy. I think it's gonna be heralded as a classic. But I'd like to know what you think. If you're part of the 230 million views of K-pop Demon Hunters and found your way to this part of my video, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And I'll catch you next time on The Gist. We're going up, 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 it's our moment. You know, together we're glowing. Gonna be golden. Whoa, up, up, up with our voices. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Gonna be golden. Man, so catchy.